Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for the new invitation. I am very happy to participate in this special meeting. My speak, uh, my speech in this opportunity is about the hate speech, political incorrectness, and democracy. The issue of hate speech in contemporary democracies is becoming a field of study, especially in the digital context, and how this speech represents a threat to democracy. Current discussion focus on the tension between freedom of expression and the preservation of other rights, such as equality, which are violated when hate speech are normalized in the public and digital spheres. Democracy has also the capacity to host elements that can lead to its self-destruction, such as hate speech, which is reproduced exponentially on social media. The internet, once seen as a democratic tool, has also enabled the organization of movements that threaten democracy, such as the takeover of the Capitol in the USA in 2021. Hate speech is not simply message in a vacuum, but revise historical prejudice and allow for an open expression of aggression that threatens communicative rationality in the public spheres, as Habermas points out. Hate speech, disinformation, and denialism affect and threaten democratic foundation. Today's public communication face phenomena such as disinformation, false and malicious information distributed with the intention of manipulating and confusing the public around the trust and in empirical and logical knowledge. Denialism, questioning historical or scientific truth, such as genocides or vaccine, challenging establishing social consensus. Hate speech defines and promotes violence against vulnerable groups by race, gender, religion. Political incorrectness, rejection of speech that protects rights and avoid stigmatization, calling them censorship or self-censorships, and attributing to them an ideological control that challenges social norms of respect and sensibility. The concept of political incorrect is complex. We can think that political incorrect has gained a great relevance in our society, driven by a wave of characters, ideas, and speech that challenge and establish norms or expectation. This trend is characterized by expressions that were previously repressed for reason of censorships or self-censorships, and that now emerge as critical, disruptive, or even controversial perspective. Steven Pinker, John and Norbert, and Jordan Peterson are voices that question pessimistic view of reality and propose alternative narratives. Pinker, for example, and in Enlightened Now, argues that humanity's progress is greater than we usually admit, and that we live in a safer and more prosperous world than we think. On the other hand, liberalism has also found on echo thought media figures such as Javier Milei in Argentina, Juan Ramón Rayo, Gloria Álvarez, and Axel Kaiser, who promote messages challenging hegemonic currents, particularly in the political and social spheres. Politics has captured the force of the politically incorrect to attract the masses, as demonstrated by figures such as Donald Trump, Jair Bolsonaro, and Javier Milei, who adopt the roles of outsiders or counter-hegemonic leaders. This position is also found in other movements, from vegan activism and Bachin groups to astrology followers. All of right represent alternative point of view that although varied, share the rejection of establishing political correctness. The concept of politically incorrect is ambiguous and adaptable to different perspectives. There are two main approaches to understanding this phenomenon. Political incorrect as a place means adopting a position contrary to the majority. This does not imply that the idea itself is valuable. In fact, a politically incorrect idea can be revolutionary or simply absurd. The other way to think political incorrectness is as a process can be understood not a position in itself, but as an honest intellectual process, an attitude that ignores the effects of the expression of an idea may have, as long as it is based on genuine reflection. The incorrectness here lies in not seeking the recognition of rejection of the majority, but in expression of sincere position developed with filters. Political incorrectness is not a label of quality of or originality in itself. It's a position that can accommodate both innovative perspective and trivial opinions. Only the process of reflection behind an idea and its ability to be sustained by a serious and well-founded analysis determine its true value. These speeches are linked to the growth of conservative and reactionary political force, especially in Latin America and other regions after a phase of expansion of their rights. These discourses are driven by progressive governments. The merge of these discourses do watch to historical structural inequality and to increasing political and social polarization. In addition, the decentralization of social networks facilitated their dissemination without the traditional intermediation of media or government entities. These discourses have a significant impact of democracy when working social cohesion around in mutual trust between citizens and working in the basic consensus of existence and respect for human rights. They also change the role of public communication and seek to alter the foundation of democracy, promoting a model of social organization that puts us at rest the plurality and equality that it represents. Also, criminalization may seem a viable option. It is counterproductive since the judicial system is slow and overlit. In addition, it gives the propagators an image of persecuted victims, increasing their visibility. On some occasions, silence can be used to reduce the dissemination of this discourse. However, it is essential to avoid imposing silence that could make violate rights invisible. Instead of closing down or censorship, it is necessary to open up and strengthen the voices of vulnerable groups. There are legal initiatives and promote this perspective beating on the regulation of communication that foster an inclusive and participatory space. On the path to reducing adherence of this discourse and improving democratic stability, an effort is required to create more just and equitable society. An increase in social justice, we can argue, will forward greater openness, truth and hope for the future, fostering a healthy and stable democratic coexistence. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much.